Fog wrestling, what do you wanna talk about? Adrenaline in my soul. Whoa! Yeah, 6th of December 2024 is here. Now from the UK, Storm Dara's on the loose. Alright? And I'm walking in it, talking about Smackdown. Cody Rhodes kicks off the show, and I'm like, okay. It's been a while since we've had Cody Rhodes come out, kick off a show and say, so Minneapolis, what do you want to talk about? Talks about this Saturday night's main event, the return. It doesn't really work though, because he says this Saturday. Technically this Saturday is tomorrow, or today when I'm recording this, so you botched yourself there, Kevin Owens. It's not that simple, because Kevin Owens. Chad Gable though comes out, Cody, you might be asking yourself, why is the greatest athlete to ever come out of Minnesota is here tonight? And it's like, alright then. Chad Gable claiming he's the greatest athlete to come out of Minnesota. You know what I mean? Come on. What are we doing here? You're being a good, loyal friend, Kevin Owens. That's Kevin Owens, he's loyal. He's good, brother. It just continues on. Cody Rhodes then says, terrible friend, superficial, I deserve it, that's a good point. You guys will be my friends, right? Oh, I'm disappointed. I mean, more continues, you're deadly wrong, I'm going to batter you. I've learned anything from Mania 39, you've got to bounce back for defeats, looking up at the lights. Damn. For the 3-second 10. Ooh, and then it looks like we're going to get a fight between these two later on. Who knows? Then it was revealed that Bronson Reed has suffered a broken foot and ankle coming out of the men's War Games match. No idea where he suffered this injury from. Tangaloa has a torn bicep. Jimmy Uso broke a toe doing the Uso splash off the top of the cage. And then the Bloodline battered Apollo Crews in the backstage area. So yeah, I mean, the one guy that should have probably been injured was Jacob Fatu, considering like what actually, I mean, broken wait, hold on, let me just repeat that. Broken foot and broken ankle, that should be Jacob Fatu, folks. Nobody else, alright, really? Like, I don't know how many of these injuries are actually real and how many are fake, but the one guy that looked like he got injured was the big man. So, unfortunate. I was currently taken aback there by looking down into the river and seeing how much water had actually fallen, but it is what it is. Michael Cole then informed us, as predicted, with Raw going to Netflix, there will be an open trade window where superstars can move from Raw, SmackDown, or NXT. And you know what the problem is, right? See, with Raw going to Netflix and the big deal they're making of it, why would anyone not just? Why wouldn't everybody on the roster just leave and go to Monday Night Raw? You know what I mean? Like, it actually makes zero sense when you seriously break it down. Like, the amount of hype that's went into this Netflix deal. Like, why wouldn't everybody on SmackDown, NXT be like, well, you know what? I want a part of this. Now, you could argue some mid-carder could be like, well, if everyone goes to Raw, I can maybe challenge for the World Heavyweight Champion, whoever that is, on SmackDown. I think that would be a half-decent point, to be honest. But Bianca Belair gives Naomi some encouragement, and then it ends up Chelsea Green and Piper Niven start battering her. You took all of our food and Kieran. I'm not finished with you. Piper Niven doing what she does best. Jesse the Body Ventura. It was announced that he would be, well, he was in the front row and we already knew. I talked about it last night in the preview, but anyway, this is the first time talking about it in an actual video format. He will be returning to the announcer booth at WWE Saturday night's main event. Looking forward to it. I do rate Jesse Ventura. You know, loved him in Predator, all that good stuff, and anytime he comes back to WWE, you know, he's a guy that, like, he takes up the screen and you listen, you know what I mean? Anyway, first match, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi versus Elektra Lopez. Well, it's a triple threat match, not those two against Elektra Lopez. And Tiffany Stratton wins. The one person I said that shouldn't win, considering she's got the briefcase. Just don't really fucking get this. Naomi should have won probably, but Elektra Lopez, I believe it's her first match since before Mania 40. I mean, how the fuck does that work? That doesn't tell you how stretched this has made the women's division with these new tournaments, and I don't know what to tell you, man. Street Profits then get battered backstage. So yeah, turns out DIY are getting a shot at the tag team titles. And now the funny thing here is a DIY are a bunch of jobbers, folks, alright? Absolute bunch of fucking diddy, man. Absolutely no two ways around it. The DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns is the sort of match that Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and it's no surprise that they love. So doesn't do it for me. So yeah, that's your new tag team titles match tonight. Brilliant. What a real laugh that is. Yeah, second match, Bianca Belair versus Piper Niven. We have now returned to the Toasty House, and a few things to point out. Roman Reigns did not kick off this show, which, yeah, was one of the main selling points when I looked last night for the preview, so no idea what happened there. Also, right, back gate, blue closed, right, walking the dog, wind, storm data, you know, for you Americans out there, it was a storm, alright? So the back gate was closed. I have to climb on the bin, folks, right? Tried to open the gate while climbing on the bin to open the gate. Opened the gate, but the bin tipped and the dog near shot himself, man. And then he ran back out, and then I nearly pulled every muscle in my body to stop myself falling, and then we got in. And everything's alright. Then I went to bed, and now I've got to review the second half of this SmackDown. Yeah. So that's pretty funny, but it's what it is, right? Anyway, Bianca Belair defeats Piper Niven. Was that the last thing I talked about? I believe it was something like that. Anyway, yeah, let's just move on. Bianca Belair then tells Byron Saxton that whenever she finds out who attacked Jade Cargill, it's on sight. I'm going to kill them. They're not going to be able to live it down because I'm Bianca Belair. And I do what I do. Simple as that. So, I mean, who attacked Jade Cargill? I mean, Triple H loves, you know, long-term booking, so I'm sure in some capacity somebody's going to know, like, what's going on here. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's Bianca Belair that did the attacking. I think for it to be someone else, it would just be a bit boring. You know what I mean? Like who honestly, like, who cares if it's Naomi? People are hinting at the fact that it could have been Naomi, but I don't think it's gonna be Naomi, right? And neither do most people. Anyway, Nakamura is then called out by LA Knight. And Andrade then comes out, LA Knight, I'm here for Nakamura. I want finished business with Nakamura. Hold on, no disrespect, my man. My man is in debt right now, and I'm here to collect. When I get my title back, I'll tell you what, you'll get the first shot. But then the Bloodline batter LA Knight and Andrade. Nakamura decides to leave the ring, and this is what LA Knight's been left to. It's actually quite sad that he's honestly just been left to job out. That's what it feels like. He is in job out territory, folks. It's not good to see. So then says, anyone thinks that this Bloodline is finished, you're going to be a big problem. Minneapolis, acknowledge me. I'm still the tribal chief, head of the table. I've still got the Ulavala. Nothing's going to happen. Tommaso Ciampa is still upset backstage that Gargano won't give him the answer he's looking for. Why are these two winning the tag titles, by the way? Don't even know if I talked about that earlier when I was walking. About 5 hours ago. Fuck, it was more than 5 hours ago. But 6 hours ago. Kevin Owens, do you have any idea the feeling when you call and I tell you, boy? He's like, I don't really care. I'm going to batter you. I'm going to find my car, have a chat, whatever. Cody Rhodes, Cole, damn. Tonight's the night. Just a bit of a boring promo, man. This Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes work just doesn't really do it for me. He'll be talking to Michael Cole later, so we'll see how that goes. Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Yeah, the DIY have completely turned heel here. You know, there's a low blow towards the end. Gargano tags Ciampa in. He connects with the meeting in the middle to pick up the victory. DIY, your new tag champions. I mean, honestly, when did the when did he come in? When did the Motor City Machine Guns come in? I have no idea when the Motor City Machine Guns come in. So that would be interesting to note because they won the titles pretty much immediately, which I thought was the correct decision. But I don't know how long the title reign's been. I mean, let's be honest, it's not been memorable. I couldn't tell you the last time a WWE tag team run with the belts was memorable. Anyway, Michael Cole's interview with Kevin Owens, you know, it's just a bit boring. Like, obviously, the whole point of the conversation is about Cody Rhodes. Oh, it's been like this since Bad Blood, ever since I dropped the Golden Boy. Kevin Owens is then told, man, I've known you 10, 12 years. You were in NXT, we sat down, did interviews together, we used to talk about that business together. Spend a lot of time together. You know what? Kevin Owens is like, shut up. Yeah, I talked to you back then. Which one of us left in 2016? It was Cody. Michael Cole points out, though, that it's not just Cody that helps Roman Reigns, it's the Usos, Sami Zayn, Cody, etc., etc. Even CM Punk helped them. You know what I mean? But if that's to get a title shot, then who knows? Yeah. And this interview was conducted in a rental vehicle. I mean, it was this was alright. Like, I guess it was kind of funny, but it's like Cole called him pretty petty. When you look at it, you look at the base value, I think he is pretty petty. Next week, though, it's going to be the semi-finals of the Women's United States Championship. The tournament will continue. Tiffany Stratton will battle Mi Chen, and Bayley will collide with Chelsea Green. Carmel Hayes takes issue with Nick Aldis talking to Raw superstars instead of the first round draft pick. So, apparently Nick's got an opponent for him next week. Honestly, man, just this whole open, I mean, I think I talked about it earlier, this whole open draft, it's just, I mean, who is going to want to stay on SmackDown? Everyone's going to go to Raw. Raw's on Netflix. It's a headache, like, but we'll be interested to see what these rosters look like in a month's time. Anyway, main event time. Cody Rhodes versus Clark Gable versus Chad Gable. Cody Rhodes wins. Kevin Owens and Rhodes get into a brawl to end the show. No Roman Reigns, folks, despite being advertised to open the show. So work that one out. But I mean, that was probably a fake advertisement. That's why you need to do more than take the I didn't do the WWE preview, and that's probably what I should have done. Anyway, folks, I'm going to give this episode a 2 out of 10. Very bog standard, very boring, very Triple H like, very, smooth around the edges, boring, vanilla. Tag title change, but who cares? I mean, honestly, DIY Motor City. I prefer the Motor City Machine Guns, but I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that they're a million times better than DIY. Got a decent theme in TNA, and I like their stuff that they did about 20 years ago. Key part of that, 20 years ago. Anyway, peace.